You know what I gotta tell the rest of the world, Kobe?
Oh, what's that, Barry?
That it's our podcast, our rules. That's not a direct quote, but it's
Close enough.
what's going on, guys. My name is Barry,
This is Colby.
and this is the Who Watches This podcast. I did that backwards. I think I did that backwards. Not gonna listen to our stuff. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new month of the Who Watches This podcast. And this month it was my choice.
Yeah, it was. This movie's all Barry's fault.
But today, for this month, we are doing VR month.
Right. Not like VR Troopers. Not like we are VR. That's the Power Ranger like knockoffs that were on.
I mean,
the
there was that.
WB
There was
or
also
something way back.
the Beetleborgs.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a bunch of those. But
Big bad Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs.
I know you love that because of the Elvis ghosts.
Yeah.
But I know, today is virtual reality month. I'm pretty surprised. It actually kind of took us a while to get here.
Right. Yeah.
I was trying to think, it's like, what can we do for this month? That has like a wide array that isn't just like a whole bunch of horror stuff. I know we do a lot of horror stuff, but they're just so easy to make.
Yeah. Right.
Like I just saw one I wanted to watch on Shudder recently. Shudder sponsor us. It was like a it was like a late night show theme with like the late night hour with the devil or something like that. But it looked like a comedy. I don't know. I gotta watch it though. But
A new movie.
yeah, new movie.
That actually looks good.
Oh, did you see the trailer?
I just saw the trailer, yes.
Oh.
And I also was like...
Is it a comedy or... I just saw a photo.
But apparently, like, I haven't seen, but the little clips, like little clip reviews have said, like, it's like incredible horror movie. Like...
See, don't say that. Now I'm excited, and now my hopes are up.
Right. I mean, terrible. It's really bad reviews.
But as I was researching what to do for this month, I was like, oh, man, what can we do? And I was like, let me look at the 90s stuff because, again, like the movie industry in the 90s was just really experimental, I feel like. Just because it was like the introduction of like CG and all that stuff, and
right.
maybe people that were sitting on scripts from the 80s and the 70s were like, now we finally have the technology to make it look semi like realistic or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we definitely got a bunch of movies like Johnny Mnemonic.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, what's that one movie which is another movie for this month? I don't want to say it now. But yeah, there was a huge amount, and I was like, all right, let's do VR stuff. Like, I feel like this month might be a decent, maybe like 2 to 3 out of the 4 movies we're gonna do this month is gonna be like from the 90s, just because I feel like they had the most.
Yeah.
Oh god, remember that one show too? It was like a cartoon show, like Johnny Quest or something like that. It was it was a cartoon, but 3D cartoon. But that was also about VR. That's not about this, but I was just like that reminded me of this though.
I was
Johnny. Maybe
it wasn't Johnny Quest.
Yeah,
because
that's something else.
Yeah, that was with his dog Bandit and his friend Haji.
No, it's that, right? Was that not VR? That was 3D though, right?
No, that was like 80s cartoon.
Oh man, okay, maybe
like Hanna-Barbera kind of.
Oh. All right, maybe I'm completely remembering. Next week I'll remember, so I could be it was this guy. It was this one.
Maybe they did a like an upgraded.
Because I remember, him having, I remember him having an Indian friend.
Right.
He was Indian, right?
Yeah.
But,
see, we're looking it up. That's the one I remember.
90s. Sorry, we're like completely. Oh, see, there was like a 3D version of it. Not as much as it was like a Cartoon Network thing. It was like a terrible 3D though, like very early on. But no, for this movie, we gotta get to the movie sometime. Sorry about going off on that tangent. You know, we're just talking. Just want to let you guys know where I got the idea from. And I was just like, oh
Right.
yeah, let's just do VR stuff. I mean, the most recent one is probably like Ready Player One, which isn't gonna be on here, but like also like obviously with the rise of VR that's happening lately, at home VR, you know, with the MetaQuest and the $4,000 version of it with Apple.
Absolutely, yep.
No, that's not
Right,
worth it.
and we won't have Ready Player One because we are underrated movies and bringing back like old movies that you haven't seen, not like giant summer blockbusters.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people didn't like it, and I think that was people from the book though. So I don't know.
Right,
But,
yeah, those readers.
But let's get to our trailer, and this time it's not like a nursery rhyme or anything like that. This is going to be like a little sing along for you guys, right? Star shining, not bright above her. Night breezes seem to whisper, I'll drown you. Vulture singing on the Joshua trees. Won't you dream of me? Say yes and kiss me. Won't you say that you'll go on and kill with me? Let's dream in VR till the ring of the bell. And talk about the JLO in the cell. I had this, but like now I'm drinking a little bit, so now it's like completely gone. But we're talking about the 2000 movie, The Cell, featuring or starring Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, Vincent D'Onofrio,
Yep.
and oh god, who was the other actor? He's like, oh god, was he in Lie to Me or something like that? I forgot his name. His like Vince Vaughn's like partner, Jake Weber. He was
Yes, he's in stuff.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yep.
That's where I was like, that guy looks so familiar. Oh, and Meet Joe Black. It's my best friend's like favorite movie. I don't know why.
Dylan Baker's in a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, Dylan Baker. God, he was in Happiness. I remember him from that. I remember why I was like, you look so weird. But yeah, we're talking about the 2000 movie, psychological thriller, The Cell, directed by Tarsim Sinj, who had done, what was like the most recent thing that he did? I know he's done Immortals, he's done Selfless, the one with, God, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds. And all that stuff. This one I feel like it was like one of his more earlier endeavors into film directing.
Right. Yep. Because I thought they were saying that before this he did a bunch of music videos.
Yeah. He continued to do music videos as well. I mean that's a lot of money in that, and also like a lot of commercials.
Okay.
Yeah. But oh gosh, I before we talk about this movie, do you remember when they were like doing the trailers for this movie back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch this like back in the?
Oh yeah, I saw this in the theater.
Oh, you did?
It sounds terrible. We talk about like new movies, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that yet till like, 18 months after it's come out, and then we talk about these old movies, and I'm like, 75% of the time, I'm like, yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, but like it's like,
man, I was a big movie theater going guy.
But I think, well, you also got to think about the time, 2000s. Internet was pretty lackluster.
Right.
Like unless you were doing like, I don't know, dark internet stuff. But that like the dark internet back then was just forums. It wasn't like the deep web that it is today.
Right.
Or maybe it was. Who knows? But like, yeah, it was pretty bare bones as far as like, there's only so much PlayStation 2 you can play. Or... There's no Netflix at home.
That's true. Yeah.
So
right, you had Blockbuster, but it was movie theater or like my 36-inch TV that my parents had. Like it was, yeah.
Not a lot.
Right.
Slim pickings.
Right.
You know, it's funny that we say slim pickings and then another old person's like, well, back in my day, I used to listen to the radio.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds.
We had a station that only had 3 channels.
So, you know, every generation, it just gets more bare and bare. I mean, at some point, obviously, it's just going to get so over, you know, it's going to get so crazy.
Right, yeah.
That, like, we're going to be like, wow, remember when we used to just stream movies? Now we're in them.
Right, yep, with the Elon Musk.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
the neuron thing that he wants to try to do? That's from, like, anime?
Right, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm excited. I don't know if that's going to be in our lifetime, but no, oh God, I think I remember seeing this trailer back in the early 2000s. It's just like, ooh, is that a horror film or something like that? So I think I blockbustered it.
Okay.
And I was like, ugh, you don't get to see JLo's boobs. Because it was so saturated in like these like gothic horror like images and very BDSM type things. I was like, oh, JLo has to get naked.
Has she really done?
No.
She hasn't really done any.
I don't think she's ever gone naked. I mean, you know, like.
I mean, she sells her own
star.
lingerie, so she like goes skimpy, like even on commercials. But
yeah, but never full boobage. So, but let's get to talking about this movie. Out the gate, you can already see. Like, I think this movie is really well shot. There's very minimal CG. I want to say that out loud for the first portion.
It is well placed.
Yeah, the CG is well placed. But out the gate, you see this movie. It starts off with them at a desert, and this is why I said Joshua Tree, because it looks like there's a Joshua Tree in there. JLo comes down from the sand dune. She's in this like gorgeous white dress.
Right, white feathers.
Yeah, like almost like freaking like Lord of the Rings or Narnia type of queen dress.
Narnia, yeah, I can totally see that.
Something like that, right? And then she starts speaking to somebody, and then you see she's speaking to a child sitting on a dead log, and you're like, oh, what's going on? Very surreal, like surreal painting type of look,
right?
Because you know it's just random things that are out there, and she's trying to talk to this child. She's like, oh, what is it? Like she was like, oh, like let's help you, I want to get you out of this coma or whatever, something like that. I forgot how this conversation goes, just because there's so much in this movie, but the kid is like, no.
Right, and get a little demon face.
Yeah,
right. Because she's like, I thought we were gonna go sailing today.
Oh yeah. And then there's like this little like broken ship on the sand dune.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I think that's too small for us. And he's like, I don't want to go sailing. And it's scary or something like that. And she's like, no, come on, you promised me.
Right.
She's like, no. And then that's when his face gets all demony. This is where the age of the movie shows, because it looks like those really bad filters on TikTok.
Yeah. Yep.
and then like he like kind of starts to get more agitated. This boy, and it starts to get more aggressive, and so JLo pushes the button because she sees that like this session is over.
Right.
Because he's throwing a tantrum. So she has like this little button on her hand, and she pushes it, and then we get thrusted into the real world where she's wearing like this Power Ranger Lord Zed suit. Because it looked like muscles. I thought that was a really cool detail and all that stuff, just because I was like, oh, that's cool. But then we get the gist that this whole thing is like a VR experimental, like a therapy session.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the parents want to pull the child out.
Right. Yeah. So you kind of get you kind of get the little bit of story. The kid's in a comatose state, and she's trying to be his therapist and help him figure out how to get out of this. But it's been
18 months.
18 months, something like
so
that.
It's a year and a half. And they've probably spent a good amount of money. The mother is Sindel from.
You're like, oh, and this is like super futuristic, so insurance probably doesn't cover it.
Oh yeah, experimental. You know what I mean? The mother is Sindel from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So she was hot back in the 90s. She still looks good today. I'm gonna say she aged really well if you've seen her today.
Right.
I was like, oh wow, you know, like I guess being out of Hollywood is good. for people. But no, and so like they're what's it called? Dylan Baker, who is the father from Happiness. One day I want to meet him and just ask him about his role in there, and maybe he'll just be like, "Oh God, can people stop talking about it?"
I'm sure that's probably
But no, he convinces the family like, "Hey, just give us a little bit more time," because Jennifer Lopez says, "Why don't we bring him into my mind?" Because in her mind, she makes up the rules, so she might be able to possibly put her patients in a much more relaxed state.
Right.
You know, because
because it's a little evasive being that like somebody's coming into your thoughts and memories.
Yeah, because later she does describe it to who we later see is Detective Vince Vaughn. That sounds like a movie name too, Vince Vaughn. That what's it called? Think about like what I'm doing is you know, you understand that people have these secrets, these da 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 da, and think about me being an invader and being able to see that like this is it's terrible, and that's why I want to bring people into my mind because then it's less invasive.
Yeah.
But that also gives her a lot more control, right? And so then we cut away to this man who's in deserted old Bakersfield. We don't learn that later, but like it's in freaking. I was like, that's Bakersfield if I've ever seen it. and he's like, he's on his truck. He has a beautiful like albino dog.
Oh yeah. Oh, I so love the dog.
And,
pretty eyes.
Yeah, just I was like, I don't know if that dog should be outside without an umbrella. But he goes into like he pulls a tarp away. And he goes into like this secret basement. I was like, oh, what is he like? Oh, is he trying to make his own little VR thing and he has to keep it all a secret? No, there's a freaking tank in there, and there's a woman in there. And I was like, at first I thought it was Jennifer Lopez. I was like, what is she doing? Like, is this some sort of like therapeutic thing? No, it's a dead woman.
Right. Yep.
And it's this tank. There's like all these film equipment. It's like very pre-dark web. Like these are the things that like I feel like dark web stuff is like, that's what's happening every time I listen to those YouTube channels that talk about
yeah it's like it's all being recorded on like camcorders.
Yeah, and
this
it's like
it'd be like
different angles.
Yeah, it's the kind of tape that you'd find that's unlabeled in a like a VCR at like a
at a like what's it called,
a secondhand
garage
store or something, and you're like, what's on this? What?
Oh my, that would terrify me. That would if I was like I don't think I would ever play it because one, it might be The Ring. So you don't want to tempt that, and I was like, and then it might be a freaking it might be a what do they call those films?
In my brain was totally the opposite, and I thought you'd be with me. I was like, I totally like, an unmarked tape. That's porn.
You see, this is why white people die so much in horror films. No, but what do they call those movies that like that might be like a murder movie or something?
Oh, like a snuff film?
There you go. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard that term was when Charlie Sheen had received the movie from Japan. And it was just like a gory movie. I forgot what it was, but he reported it because he thought it was a snuff film.
Hey, you get something like that, you don't know where it came from, and it looks realistic.
Snuff film.
Because how bad do you feel if you like show it to all your friends, and then it turns out that you could have solved the crime, but instead you're promoting some murder? Yeah.
So, but no, and so this character is Carl, but is played by Vincent D'Onofrio. It's gonna be a lot more easy for me to just call them by their actor names. And so Vincent, freaking Kingpin, he packs up this body, super disturbing. He packs up this body, gets back to his house, and you don't know it's his house. Like I thought it was all just one building.
Right? Yeah. So did I.
But yeah. And so, like, he lays it out onto, like, at first he gives it, like, I think a milk bath or something. Or, like, maybe a candle wax.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was, Vincent D'Onofrio in this movie was fairly pale. And maybe that's why he got a albino dog as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. I don't know the exact logistics of everything. But he puts her, like, in some sort of milky white bath. And then he lays her on a table. like fully nude. I was like, that's not what I want to see. Like, that's
Right. Yep.
but then he has like these suspension piercings,
Yeah.
and he like suspends himself over this dead body while he watches the snuff film that he had made.
And seeing those kind of suspension piercings is a little more common now, like now that you get the internet and stuff. But that was like
Yeah, that was
in the
different.
90s, like you never saw anything like that before.
Yeah, like you had to go into a building with or like a cinder block building with no sign.
Right. Yep. Yep.
And it was like but like I mean I'm not like it's not like I'm not kink shaming, because obviously there's people like like Japan has like those bondage things, and
Oh no,
yeah,
totally. I just it was just something very
new,
different for the lay person.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but no, and like I guess I was presuming that while he had suspended himself over this body, that he probably ejaculated, because that's the faces that he was making.
That is, I don't think I don't remember that the first time, but this time seemed much more obvious.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my god, that's what he looks like when he's
Right. And I haven't seen this since the
2000.
theater, so there was a lot of it where I was like, I don't know. There was some of the visuals,
yeah,
because there's some incredible visuals that I was like totally like, oh yeah, obviously I remember this, but there was a lot of the like even the storyline. I was like, oh, I don't remember that. That's how it went.
Yeah, the storyline really reminded me of a Clive Barker movie.
I could see that.
Like if it was like a psychological thriller Clive Barker movie, definitely it's within those realms. So if you're like going into this movie blind, just know that you're getting into like a sort of Hellraiser type of feel. But it's again really cool. I actually love the set designs of this movie. And then all of a sudden it cuts to Vince Vaughn. Mm-hmm. Vince Vaughn and what's it called? The guy from Dawn of the Dead.
Right. Yep.
And they're cops. They're like, oh god, we found another woman dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but now this time, and then like so like they do all the forensics on the body, and they're like, oh, we found something that isn't human.
Right. Right.
It's a hair follicle.
You know what? You said that. There's like also like a secondary cop that's in it, who's like a very familiar.
He's the dad from Psych.
Oh, yep, yes.
Yeah, I was like, is that the dad from Psych? Yeah, Dean Norris, I believe this is his name.
Yeah, I was just like,
oh yeah, Breaking Bad.
I totally I could picture him as being a cop in like everything, or like a military, like a general who's yelling at you.
Yeah, he definitely has that feel. I mean, he's always kind of playing those. Oh wait, is he not the dad from Psych? He was in Castle. Criminal Minds. He's always playing those smaller. Okay, maybe he wasn't in Psych, but no, he definitely has the same feel. I think I remember him the most from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he was like he's Hank. That's who he is. Jesus, people are gonna be like, that's not the dad from Psych. But no, yeah, but he's kind of getting treated like a bitch boy by Vince Vaughn.
Right, yeah.
Later, you do find out sort of the possible reason why Vince Vaughn probably has a higher rank than him during a conversation with JLO.
Yeah.
Right? But no, they find a hair follicle from a dog, and the forensic guy is like, wait, hold on, that's not it, guys. This is an albino dog.
Right.
So it's super rare.
Yeah.
I didn't know animals were what's it called? They could be rare as albinos. I'm not saying that there's a ton of them. I just didn't know it'd be like rare.
Right, but it seems like a specialty animal. Like you wouldn't just be like, "Hey, let's go down to the pound," because I'm sure some people got rid of their albino dog.
Their shiny Pokemon.
Not like rabbits. Like I feel like albino rabbits are.
I think they're all albino,
common.
Aren't they?
No.
They have those like beady eyes. I don't
like
rodents.
But the albino ones have red eyes.
Oh yeah, see, I don't like rodents because I don't like that their eyes are all dark. You know, like a cat, there's like an iris. A dog, they have irises. Some dogs have like too human of a face, like golden doodles. I hate those animals. I hate those. Like, I hate that breed. If you have a golden doodle, just kill it. I'm just kidding. No. I'm sorry. No, don't do that. Just release it into the wild.
It is funny though, because you feel like like the two breeds, like pit bulls and like and poodles,
Yeah.
they seem like they will just hump anything because everything is something doodle or a pit something.
I know, but I love pit bulls though, because they're like what's it called? They look like the guy that looks like a total hard ass, but he has a heart of gold.
Yeah,
And they look so stupid when they smile.
I know. They always like pit bulls are so mean. They're not mean like wiener dogs.
Oh God, no.
Been attacked twice by dogs, and both of them are wiener dogs, and I totally am super gun shy around
Wieners.
Yeah, I'm like they kind of give a little like look at me, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna attack.
Yeah, those smaller dogs are trash too. I used to tell my coworker, like, if natural selection really happened, your dog wouldn't be alive right now. But no, and so they're like, oh hey, there's not many albino dogs in the world, or like at least in America. So they're able to track down an owner of all the albino dogs within the region.
Right.
And they're like, well, there's one here in LA.
What a coincidence. Yeah. That's got to be something.
And all of a sudden we get a cut of Vincent D'Onofrio in his bathtub. And he's like, he's taking a bath, whatever. But then he starts to have like an aneurysm or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sort of stroke or something that's happening because he gets out, but he's struggling. He's like, it's almost like he's having a seizure or something, a stroke. I think it's a stroke or something. I don't know.
Right. And at this point in the movie, like, you don't know much. You're like, is he getting possessed by the devil? Is like a demon coming out of him? Has he got a split personality? And this is like the other personality is going to show or something.
Trying to take over. But like the police end up swatting themselves in.
Yeah.
And they kind of clear it all out, and they're like, "Oh, he's just lying on the floor."
Right.
And so now, what's it called? Oh, sorry. Before this, though, I forgot to say, during the time that you're meeting Vince Vaughn as the cop, he is already scouting for his new victim.
Right.
So he does end up grabbing a new victim in a parking lot where he uses. This is not how you have dogs, all right? You don't use a dog to kidnap a woman.
So, right, he has the dog fake running in front of getting hit by a car, and the girl.
What a trick, though! I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Dogs are smart. They'll do it. Hey,
enough treats.
Right. So some begging snacks or something.
But no, yeah. So and then he has the whole aneurysm or whatever, and so they're like, well, now Vince Vaughn is like, well, a woman is missing, and we only have 40 hours to get her.
Right.
And then someone mentions the Vince Vaughn,
and they see that there is a camera or like a screen or something set up. Well, maybe they're looking at the old videos.
Yeah.
But they realize that wherever this girl is, she's in some kind of timed contraption, and so she's only got exactly. She's only got a shorter amount of time for them to find her to be able to rescue her alive.
Yeah, and then somebody had mentioned to Vince Vaughn, like, well, hey, there is this trial experiment happening also down the street. I don't know.
Right. Yep.
But they're using new technology to as therapy to get in the minds of people who can't.
Right. And so basically it's like he's schizophrenic or something, and his brain just basically has like snapped, and he's gone into this coma, and they're like, he's just not ever going to come out.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how you know that too.
And they gave it a name, so it sounded
scientific.
Like I don't know. I was not familiar with the name, but
yeah, we're not PhDs. We're not doctors.
I do have a psychology degree.
Oh,
so
then you should know better.
But I should. Right. This is more advanced than that.
So, but they go to the people, and Dylan Baker's just like, well, JLO can do it, but you're gonna have to talk to her about that because it's gonna take a toll. One, it's gonna take a toll on her.
Right.
and all that stuff. You know, as of late, she's a child psychologist. This is for supposed to be, that's the beginning stages, I guess, or whatever. And this is supposed to be for children or whatever. But you know, for her to go into such a volatile state of mind, you're gonna have to ask her.
Right.
And so Vince Vaughn gives her the rundown, like, hey, you know, like I need you to do this. There's a woman's life in danger.
Right. We just need an address. That's all we need. Or like a location.
Yeah, something, a clue as to where this woman could possibly be.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we only have 24 hours, so you don't have a lot of time to think about it.
And she's like, this should take months for me to gain the trust of a person in their mind. but what's it called? So at first she's like, all right, fine. You know, a woman's life is in danger. Let me try. And like, you know, Dylan Baker and his assistant or his partner is just like, okay, all right. And so they tap in, they lock in. JLO goes into the thing. This suit also suspends them as well.
Right. Yep.
Really cool feature, I guess. But what's it called? She gets into the mind, and this is where like the CG shows up again, but very small amount of it.
All right. It's only a couple seconds as it goes from awake to into the brain. It's a little dated. But...
Yeah. But no, like the set for this is really cool. It's very like Silent Hill-ish.
Yes.
Kind of looks like almost like an Arkham Asylum type of deal that's happening because she wakes up in this building that's almost like a chamber of like cells.
Yeah.
And when she opens it, you know, she gets led in there by a child because, when they first started, she doesn't start there. She starts in the museum, right? Where the horse is.
Right.
And then the child pushes her, and like this whole bodies on exhibit thing plops onto the horse. That actually was really cool.
That is very cool, and that held up
pretty well.
Very well.
Yeah. Because then like you see the insides of the horse, and it's still like pulsating, and it doesn't look too bad. You know, it's good because it's not a close up. But no, and then she follows this child into this like chamber room. And then it's all these women that have been murdered by him. It's all like dolls of his victims.
Right. Yep.
And so she's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then all of a sudden she gets draped by something and gets brought into like a throne room.
Yeah.
And this is like the very Hellraiser looking type of version of Vincent D'Onofrio.
Right. And so you're actually, it's kind of like you realize that you're meeting the child is like his fragile inner self.
Yeah.
And like then
his
this
inner child.
And then like this kind of psychotic, Hell,
what are they called again? Hellraisers?
Yeah, Cenobites,
yeah.
Kind of grown version of him is this like person in the throne room.
And he's like, who are you? Where are you from? And then JLO freaks out and she bounces out of there. Right, and then she's like, I can't do it. It's like that mind is disgusting.
Yeah,
it's so perverse and all that stuff. And so she takes a breather, and Vince Vaughn kind of comes to give her a pep talk. And JLO is very understanding of his position. Like, I don't know how you do it. You're like around darkness all the time.
Right.
And then Vince Vaughn, he goes into a spiel that he was like, well, I used to be like a district attorney.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I had this one case was supposed to be not open and shut, but I had everything all in line to bring justice to this girl who was murdered by this pervert. Right. Or no, to this girl who was assaulted by this pervert.
Yeah.
And because of one tiny little evidence mistake, he got to walk. But by the time that her parents had gone home, he was there sitting in their like lazy boy next to their daughter whose throat had been cut. Yeah. And her heart had been put into the freezer because he felt like they would want it. They would want the heart.
Right.
It was like it was pretty brutal. And so he's like, after I lost that case and that happened, I quit being a DA and I went into the FBI because I had hoped to catch these people before like anything could happen. Right. And that whole spiel, that whole talk was like, all right, gave JLO like the motivation. Yeah. She's like, I can possibly stop somebody from this, from all this happening.
And there's also like an interesting interaction because she's like, well, he's a monster because of, what has happened in his past.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 'Cause she does see that. Yeah.
And he's like, I don't think that what has happened in your past is necessarily responsible for your future. Like, he's like, there's a lot of people who have been through much worse and come out much better.
Yeah. Come out to be better people.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. And it's definitely like, it's hard to say that there's like black and white for that type of deal, like,
right. Yep.
But there's a lot of factors that really go into it, and it's hard to just be like so clear cut about like this person's gonna end up like this because this happened to him.
It sounds really dumb, but like as a smoking example, you have somebody who smokes for like 18 months and gets cancer, and then you have somebody who smokes for 80 years and doesn't.
Well, that's because 18 months is a quitter. Yeah. He probably quit smoking. That's why I still vape. I was like, if I quit vaping now, my body will recover and find the cancer. Oh, God. No, but it's definitely that. Like, he has his set of beliefs that like people can come out better. They just have to, But
right.
But no, like JLO, who is a child psychiatrist, is like, this could have been like a psychotic break for him as a child that caused him, if maybe he had the recessive gene for schizophrenia and it activated it or something.
Right. Yep. Predisposed.
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. So, but she's like, she also has a goal in mind. She's like, there is some light of hope inside of him, and I want to at least try to save that.
Right.
So she decides to go in there. She tries to talk to Dylan Baker. He's like, let me bring him into my mind. And he's like, no, that's totally like, you don't have the prep time that you should have for even going into this person's mind, let alone inviting them into your mind. Dylan Baker does say earlier on that like, if she gets so lost into the consciousness, it could trick her body into thinking anything that happened in her dream.
Right, yeah, because if her mind believes it's real, then the things that happen to her in there will happen to her in real life.
Exactly, and that's why the person who only smoked 18 months and quit...
He's like, I'm going to quit because I'm going to get cancer, and then he does. And that old grizzled, like, warhound is like, cancer can't stop him, there's no cigarette's going to hurt me.
I feel like there's like a tiny bit of truth in that.
Yep.
But no, and so she goes back into the mind. And this is kind of where it kind of like it gets really surreal type of God, what was that one Ursher painting
yeah,
of sort of dream sequences, because at first she is able to find the child.
Right.
But he's like washing dishes and she's like trying to talk to him like, oh, here, do you want help? And he like kind of glares at her, but then like he hands her a plate, which she lets slip out of her hand.
Right.
And then when it breaks, his dad yells and he dashes her into the closet. And then obviously the dad is super abusive. He smacks him around. He throws plates at the wheel. Oh, I guess plates are just cheap now.
Right. Yeah. You can break a plate. We all can break plates.
And so, like, the abuse starts happening, and then it starts to kind of progress into, like, seeing, like, where the trauma happened with him getting baptized in the river.
Right.
And I think he probably got drowned.
Right, yeah.
Like, accidentally drowned. Jeez, guys. Until she walks into a almost an apartment-like, dilapidated apartment with a bathtub. And it's a Vincent D'Onofrio with the suspension piercings, and he's like speaking to her.
Right.
And he's
like late teen, early 20 kind of.
Yeah, something like that.
Age.
I totally forgot what he was saying. I think he was kind of like mourning what he was doing.
Well, because it's kind of like through his memories, and he was like, this is my first one, and I'm just so ashamed of what a bad job I did with it.
Oh, okay. I guess he wasn't feeling bad. I thought he was feeling bad. I was like, I guess I misheard it. But no, and then all of a sudden that the king version of him pops out of him.
Yeah.
And sort of like contains Jennifer Lopez.
Right. Yeah.
And in the real world, it starts beeping in between host something, host something, host something. I forgot what the other word was, like general or consciousness. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was like they could like I kept thinking of it was like when Neo was in Matrix.
Yeah.
Was starting to go into that, like when he was fighting and losing.
Yeah.
And it was like it shouldn't be hurting him, but it is in the dream. So he's, yeah.
And so all of a sudden now they're like, oh my gosh, she is trapped.
Right.
Like she doesn't know it's real anymore. It's the worst case scenario that I told you, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
But like earlier they had mentioned that there was three VR like suspension things.
Right, because they were like usually we would go in, or ideally, originally the plan was to always go in as a couple, not as a couple, but like as a team,
Duo, yeah.
Two psychiatrists to go in,
Yeah,
and that way they could monitor each other to make sure there was no.
Yeah, but what does it say? Like the patient kept ignoring the other person,
Right,
and kept walling them off or something like that.
Yeah, so it was like basically it was like oh here I feel comfortable with you, but I don't feel comfortable with them, and when there's two of you, like you're teaming up on me, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, so Vince Vaughn is like, all right, put me in, because the Dylan Baker's like, the assistant can't go. I need us two to monitor everything.
Right.
And so Vince Vaughn is, all right, put me in, coach. And the assistant's like, this is crazy. You don't have the prep. He's like, yeah, well, this is my case. I got to do it, And so Vince Vaughn wakes up like in a sewer.
Basically, yep.
But he's able to make his way into like a very like Persian lounge room.
Right, because the boy kind of when JLo first, so you kind of notice it actually in the very very beginning with her very first patient. Mm-hmm. She gives them like it's like a little star that's got like a mirror in the middle, and like they can kind of reflect it.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "Hey, if you ever need me, reflect this, and I'll be able to see it wherever I am in your dream, and I'll be able to find you."
Oh.
And then so she gives the same kind of thing to
the child,
to the young version of Carl.
Yeah.
And so then he sees like the little flashing light, and he kind of follows it. And when he sees the child leads him to
JLo's Persian hookah lounge.
Yeah.
And she's like in this like very like I saw a comment that said this is what Marilyn Manson's wet dreams look like. It's a very Marilyn Manson music video outfit though.
Right.
And Vince Vaughn is trying to snap her out of it, like, hey, this isn't real. But they start making out. And she's like, oh, Vince. Oh, and I was like, I don't blame you, Vince. But then all of a sudden, adult Vince, Vince D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Like, he, like, bags him. And then now he's, like, splayed out on some sort of, like, torture table.
Right. Yep.
and Vincent D'Onofrio's, like, starts to dig into his stomach, and he's like, it's not real, and then he looks towards JLo, and JLo had told him a story about his little brother passing away in college. Mm-hmm. And he screams that to her, because JLo at this point is now very entrapped in this whole delusion, in this dream state.
Right. Yeah.
But when he says that, it breaks her out of it. She's like tears up, and it breaks her out of it, and she's able to dash him away into a different room. Yeah. Which is the throne room. And this is where, like, little Carl's in. Little Vincent D'Onofrio is in. But while JLo is trying to comfort little Vincent D'Onofrio, Vince Vaughn is, like, looking at the room, and he sees a symbol that he had seen at D'Onofrio's house. Right. And he's like, oh, shit, I know it now. I know it. We got to get out of here, JLo. We got to get out of here. Let's go back to the block. And she's like, no, I have to save him. And he's like, nah, fuck this little kid. I I was waiting for him to Spartan kick this child. Like, bah!
Yep.
But she's like trying to promise. She's like, I'll bring you. I'll come back for you. I'll come back for you. Don't worry, I'll come back for you. And so Vince Vaughn pushes the button on JLo's thing, and he pushes his button.
Yeah.
And they're able to escape from this dream world. Where after this, Vince Vaughn is like, I know it. He causes people, and they start dashing towards the Bakersfield.
Right. Yeah.
The only time anyone's ever been in a rush to get to Bakersfield.
Yeah. So basically, what he sees that there's like symbols on.
Yeah, it was like
workbench.
Yeah, on the little cage thing.
Yeah.
In that throne room.
Yeah, and so he like calls his like partner and was like, "Hey, that symbol, or like, look at the workbench. There's a symbol on it, and that's meaningful." And the guy looks and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay. Well, let me look into it." Yeah, and it turns out to be a company that sells these like high end, hard to find parts, and then they kind of loop around and find that somebody defaulted on one of these press tables or whatever, and yeah.
And so they're able to like kind of reverse engineer everything. Not reverse engineer, but backtrack.
Yeah.
And everything. They're like, there's something near here that's like completely abandoned that would give him the privacy he would need to set up this contraption.
Yeah.
And so they rush over there, but JLo ends up going, like, she closes off Dylan Baker.
Right.
And she's like, I'm going to save that little boy.
Right.
And then Dylan Baker's also like, the FBI have left the building. Oh, look at them using us for their own benefit. I was like, Jesus Christ, Dylan Baker. They're trying to save a woman. Like, but no, JLo ends up kind of shutting them out and going back into the VR.
Right.
But this time she had set it to where his consciousness would enter her mind.
Right.
And before she enters that, she sees like, she's probably religious. There's like a Virgin Mary, not tarot card, prayer card. Sorry.
Right.
And so
that was little Carl's.
Oh, that was Carl's.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
It was from his file. It was stuff that they had found in his house.
Oh yeah, so that would make sense why she would like kind of imagine herself.
Yeah.
In that garb. Okay, yeah. So and so she invites little Carl there, and she's looking very holy.
Right.
And little Carl's like, can I just stay here? It's so much like calmer.
Right.
And
peaceful. Can I just live in your mind? No.
That's how schizophrenia happens.
Right.
Oh my God! Just imagine if she accidentally like got plugged out while his consciousness was in her mind. What a sequel!
Right.
There is a sequel, but it's not the same characters.
Oh, okay.
But no, and so she's like, that's not how this works, Carl. I'm trying to, I'm trying to help you. Let's very a very therapy session.
Right.
Like the type that you would have for a child. And I remember Dylan Baker saying oh, we chose her because we had a whole bunch of people apply, but she had something about her that was going to be able to bring these things out of our patients. Right.
Oh yeah, because everybody else was great at observing, but she was the only one who could really make contact.
Exactly. And so now we're kind of like they say in D&D, don't split the party, but but now we have sort of two things happening, because while that's happening, what's it called? Vince Vaughn is like, get to the chopper. I still can't do it. I've been trying. I don't know why. I feel like it's the easiest accent to do.
Right. Now that you've got, he's even in State Farm commercials saying that. So you've got more time to practice.
Neighbor. No, and so what's it called? Vince Vaughn. Oh, I gotta say, this woman is very resilient who got captured, because throughout the whole movie, she's trying to figure out a way to get out of this, and she notices a pipe on the ceiling that's loose.
Right.
And so she's like, maybe I could breathe through that. Because when at first Vince Vaughn goes to this dilapidated property, and she's like, I can't find anything.
Yeah.
But then he hears a generator. He's like, why would a generator be going off if there's nothing here?
Yeah.
And so he starts to look at the ground. He's like, maybe there's a ground floor. And they're like, oh, lo and behold, there is.
Right.
And so he goes into this basement, and he sees this woman, and she's like in the corner using that little pipe that she was able to kind of tear away and breathing through it.
Right, because now the room is completely full of water.
Yeah. Oh god, I just can't imagine how disgusting that air is. But hey, any air is better than no air. Knowing me, I would have tried to put my shirt over it first, like to filter. But no, Vince Vaughn is like, he's like, move to the back, you know, and he like shoots through it. Meanwhile, JLO is now having to fight Vincent D'Onofrio's other half.
Right.
Who had now came into her dream because he was all like, knock, knock, I found you.
Yeah.
But now she's like in like a Blade Rain cosplay.
Oh, now she's in power because they're in her territory.
Reminds me of Freddy. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? Yep.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Yeah, Neo has just discovered that
He's the one.
he's the one.
Oh, that's probably that is such an anime moment though.
Right.
Every time I think about it, not the moment itself, but like everything that happened afterwards, like him getting the power, like yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing. Very short action sequence, but yeah, no, she ends up like fucking up Vincent D'Onofrio.
Right.
But then he's all like, "Look over there." Oh, he's just like, "Kid me, kid."
So he says, "You can't kill me here," because he heard Vince Vaughn say that to her when
Oh yeah, it's
he's
not
like,
real.
"Remember, it's not real. He
Yeah.
can't kill you." And so he's like, "Oh, I'm not in my world, so you can't kill me."
Yeah, that's oh no, but he doesn't know that what's it called? If your mind thinks it's real enough. Because remember, that's what they said about JLo in his mind.
Right.
So he thinks he can't kill her, or she can't kill him.
Right.
But then, like, he also is like, "Kid me, kid."
Yeah.
Very Gorilla Grodd-ish.
Yes.
Before he gets full brain power.
Yeah.
Because like when she's looking at the child, he's also like in pain. But then like also like a portion of like maybe whatever was left that was good in Vincent D'Onofrio was like, kill me. And so she does end up killing him.
Well, yeah,
in the
because
dream.
she kills the boy.
Oh, does she kill? Oh, she goes over to the boy. Yeah, you're right. It's confusing.
Yep.
Vince Vaughn does end up saving the woman, though, just to clarify that.
Right.
And then JLo ends up killing young Carl, because young Carl is probably the one that's asking for mercy.
Right. And he does. He's
Yeah.
like, you need to kill me. And she's like, "Oh no, I'm here to save you, not to kill you."
This is saving me.
And yeah.
And so like she gets out and she's like in tears.
Yeah.
She fine, because she had to kill somebody, even if it's in the dream, not physically. You're
Right. Oh, she no, she straight up murdered that guy because now he's dead in real life.
in real life. And no, and then so Vincent Vaughn goes back to the house and they're just combing through it and everything. And all of a sudden, the guy from Dawn of the Dead comes and he's like, "Hey, she's out there for you. I think she's keeping that psycho's dog."
Right.
Well, the dog's not the problem.
That's right.
The dog needs a home. Just gonna.
And he's cute.
Yeah, they're just gonna put that dog
he's
down.
well trained.
Yeah, because if she doesn't, I think they're just put that dog down. Because I don't know if anyone wants a serial killer's dog.
Yeah.
What has he eaten human? Does he have a taste for
Right.
humans?
There's like that really small percentage of people who's like, "What, a serial killer's dog? I want it."
Oh, exactly, right. Like
But the
pen
general
pals.
public is like, "No."
Oh no, I bet you that dog would have went for a lot, like in some sort of like dark auction.
Right.
Who wants the Hell in the Cell murderer's dog?
Was it Zach Baggins or whatever?
Oh, his little fucking museum.
Ghost hunter guy. Yeah, I bought a serial killer's dog.
Yeah, I never liked Zach Baggins, by the way. Even though he's like a Las Vegas native, I don't care for it. I never cared for his show either. Where are you, ghost?
Hey. He's a performer.
But no, Vince Vaughn goes out. He sees JLo. They share a little bit of a moment.
Right.
Looks like maybe they didn't really try to sell the romance in here,
Oh, right.
but it's like, oh, maybe at the end, maybe they'll get together, because then like he could also like it could also just be him like building a team, like, oh, I need a psychologist, like a profiler or something like that. So
true, yeah.
Maybe mix a little business with play.
Right, and we have a well-trained dog now that can sniff out things.
But the movie ends right there.
Yeah.
Before we get into our thoughts about the movie, let's go to our other segment. We have High Star, Low Star.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. We got a 10 out of 10. A truly unique thriller, although not for the weak. This is truly one of the most unique movies I've seen all summer, although not the best. It certainly has the visual effects, and the acting isn't too bad either. Surprisingly, Jennifer Lopez actually does a great job acting. I was a little skeptical on the way into the theater, but she's proved me wrong. The two Vinces also deserve credit, as they did wonderful jobs too. I see this movie walking away from the Oscars with Best Costume Design and Best Visual Arts. My rating is an 8 out of 10. Go see it if you haven't. It's an 8 out of 10, even though you gave it a 10 out of 10. Interesting.
Then we have 1 out of 10, an act of hatred. This movie is filled with such vile images that I can only assume that the screenwriter wanted to hurt the people who watch it. His imagination is capable of conceiving such sickening violence that he frightens me. Don't watch this movie. Don't let anyone who took part in it gain anything from it. It has no redeeming value whatever. I think it's supposed to be whatsoever, right?
Right.
It is anti-human. It was written by someone who hates humanity. Someone is very religious.
Yeah.
No, I think I could see that was both those reviews were from like the early one was from 2000, one was from 2001. So I wonder what that person thinks about movies now.
Right.
I can see the merit in his like a good portion. I feel like the story was it wasn't lacking, but the pacing was a little off for me.
Right. There was some. It felt like there was some parts where they were like, "We're gonna put in something beautiful and fantastic here instead of for you to watch the next 5 minutes instead of continuing the story." Yeah. And then we'll continue the story once our beauty is done or our horrific
vile images are done.
Yeah.
I think probably when I watched this back in 2001, I didn't watch this in theaters. I was like, oh, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be. Maybe it was just a fucked up like teenager back there. I was like, oh, where was more vile? Where was more violence? Just because obviously there was like I grew up watching like Hellraiser and stuff like that.
Right.
So this wasn't so vile even for 2000. I don't think so. I think
agreed. I totally like I feel like psychological thriller is much better description of it than a horror movie. I don't even know if I would
classify it as
put
horror.
This in a horror.
Yeah, I think psychological thriller would be a better category for it. I did kind of wish it was just much more gruesome, just to really kind of paint this terrible picture of this person's mind, to kind of have that come across a little bit more.
I see. It's interesting that like this person, like the reviews, like this person is not even human. How did they think of these vile things? And you're like, I wish there was more torture in it.
Not like to the point where it's like torture porn, but I felt like I was like, if you're gonna bring me there, bring me there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't take me to Bakersfield. Take me to LA.
Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean.
Like, what were some of the good points that you did like about it?
Like I said, it was beautifully stunning movie. Like there was like the stuff we mentioned, the horse. There's this like a whole scene when they first enter the throne room where he is like, the entire room is like draped in this purple sheet, but it's like part of him.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's a fantastic visual. It's when they talk about this guy being like a music videos,
Yeah, music. Yeah, you can
like
see
that having to tell a story just with the visuals while the music is playing, so that like those two things have to go together, like in a music video. I could totally see how he's bringing that in here,
Yeah.
because like you could have JLo been like on that stage singing as he's walking, and that purple is, it kind of almost would have gone together.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of the his music video experience really came through because yeah, like set design was beautiful,
Right.
costume design beautiful as well.
Yeah.
The portrayal of these like twisted thoughts that he had in his mind was really good. I thought just because it reminded me of like yeah, like Silent Hill. Like
Right. Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, when you have like the nurses and they're, that would have been kind of similar to the part where like when Jello first gets in there and she's starting to see like the doll people behind the glass.
Yeah, that was actually creepy, and I think it would be so cool to see that now, just because I feel like we would have a lot more like closer ups and like filmmaking has just gotten better ever since. So like like some of the film tricks, like the ones that they did in Silent Hill, where they had the dancers going backwards and then having it. I forgot. No. They were filming it backwards, but then I don't know. I forgot how the sequence was, but like them filming it a specific way gave this very disjointed, very eerie type of movement to the nurses from Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And so I think they could have totally done that up a lot more if they decide to ever revisit this movie and stuff like that. I really wanted the creepiness factor to go up and all that stuff. Yeah. Right. I think that's more for people like us who like love like lore videos and digging deeper, like, like why does this character act like this? What was his backstory?
Right, and I almost like you could almost have like put a fourth personality in there, because you have the kid who obviously plays an important part, and then you had him as like almost the god of his own mind. And then when they showed like young, like middle-aged, like 20-year-old him,
yeah,
like doing the not the murder, but basically cleaning up the first body, it seemed like you said, almost like he felt bad that he was doing it.
Yeah.
And then if they would have like a fourth person, like a fourth part of his personality be like that manic, like super over the top violent person who's almost representing the dad in his psyche.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh yeah, because JLo does mention it, like, oh wow, you sound like your dad now.
Right.
Yeah. Like almost like like the.
And I guess maybe they're trying to do that by having the memory of the dad play that part, but I feel like it would have been more like on point if they had. It would have definitely shown more of a split personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like almost like Split with the
yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely like it could have. Yeah, there's parts where it's kind of dry, and I was just like, really, you could have showed the progression of his psyche going through all the stages, like you were saying. I think those are would have been really well fitted for this runtime.
Right.
Because it's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Before
fair. And after. So maybe just spend some of those 10 minutes of it, kind of throwing in little bits of that, and then I think the pacing for the movie would have been a lot better for me. I don't know, for you, did the movie feel a little slow at times?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand why they had some of the parts that they did, but it's just that's where my faults with this movie were. But for the main portion of the movie, it was a pretty easy watch. As far as it didn't feel long. It felt long, but it didn't feel long.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, but we're coming up to our to our time here, I want to let you guys know, make sure to check out all of our other months. We have a bunch out there for you. We have months where we talk about Festival de Cons.
Hey, very appropriately, we have a Vince Vaughn month.
We do. Someone's going to be like, you guys have a Vince Vaughn month?
Underrated. Was it underrated member?
Yeah, we have a bunch of themed months for you guys to enjoy. Video game month, live anime adaptation month. We have Danny Trejo month, which is always a good go-to. Machete, Nick Cage. Nick Cage month is like the king of like underrated movies.
Yeah. There's hundreds to choose from.
I know, but you know, like you got to get to those because right now, like I've been saying for the past year, he's a Cage-sans.
Right. Yep.
But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, the way we do our reviews is in 4 different stages. We have stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you after this one?
Probably gonna go DVD. This is better than just streaming. I don't know if you get anything extra
from the
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But like visually, like this is worth owning just for the visual beauty of it, or the gore of it, whatever, you know. But it's visually stunning.
Yeah, and especially if you're a big costume design person, I think you'll definitely love this.
Oh yeah, like how that review said, like I would not have been surprised if this got picked up for like costume design in some kind of Golden Globes or Academy Award or something.
Like whatever awards they give out for this type of thing. I think those are. I think this is a fun movie. I think the idea is really fun. It's really innovative. Like like nowadays, everything is just sort of like a reboot.
Right.
And like I said, I think the 90s was like the last time we tried to really experiment with movies. Like you can't name me a different decade that has like the same, like you can't give me a decade where you have Face Off, Starship Troopers, The Cell,
right.
Clueless, like
yeah.
a bunch out. Son-in-Law.
Yep.
There's a wide array right now. I think I'm kind of like it's sad to say I'm kind of glad that some of the comic book stuff is kind of dying down a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, even though there's a lot of more independent comics that they can kind of delve into, like Sex Criminals.
Yeah. There's a. But like
Saga.
But the Marvel DC stuff, unfortunately it's kind of run its course.
Yeah. Give it another 10 years and oh, sweet.
Right.
But definitely think this is I'll probably own this on DVD. I mean, I know JLO right now is going through some turmoil over her blocks of being from the block. Mm-hmm. So I know there's like this whole like pushback against JLO as of late, but in the 90s she was killing it.
Right.
Killing it. Yep. Selena, which is like I think her breakout like role. But I definitely will see this as a DVD own. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check our link down below.
And we got all our social medias: our Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, TikTok. We're trying to post as regular as we can on all those things. Being busy people, we're not as good as we should be, but we're trying.
We're trying. Until you guys start paying us, we're trying.
Right, yes. Tell all your friends, like all our stuff, and that way we can start doing this full time.
But wanted to thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on her album Muse for Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.